Hi everyone, this is Claire here. I hope you're well. And today I want to talk to you about the energetics of wealth, about how we attract wealth as a successful soulpreneur, because we do it differently from being an entrepreneur. So let's just talk about energetics for a moment. So everything is energy, right? I think most of you guys that listen to this probably are aware of that now. Every single thing is energy. No matter what you look at under like the strongest microscope in the world, it's all atoms and molecules and subatomic particles. Everything is then vibrating at its own frequency, which is energy. So what do we know about energy? That like attracts like. This is the law of attraction. Okay, so you remember those classes at school when you're doing physics and they're like, look at the magnet and the positive and the positive. We know that like attracts like. So therefore, when we're looking at things in the energetic sense, so we step out of the 3D and we look from the 5D perspective, and we realize that everything we want, whether that's money, whether that's the car, the home, the holidays, whatever it is, everything is energy. So in order to attract more of whatever it is into our lives, we have to be on that same frequency, because that is where the energetics lie. That is the law of attraction. That is the law of physics. We have to meet its frequency to attract more of it into our lives. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between being the entrepreneur and the soulpreneur. And what I teach, obviously, is how we go from one to the other. So how we go from the entrepreneurial grind, hustle, and burnout culture to the successful soulpreneur era, which is the ease, the flow, the abundance, and the living the best life of your dreams without apology, and just absorbing all of the abundance that comes to you and living in your purpose. And that is what I teach, essentially. So from the entrepreneurial 3D perspective, money comes from working more, working harder, making more sales. It all comes back to time. How much time can I spend doing something to make more money? How many more clients can I serve to make more money? How many other products can I add to my services to make more money? How many affiliates can I get to make more money? It's all about what more can you do to bring in more money? And that is very much the 3D entrepreneurial way of doing things. And that's what I did for 8 years, right? That's what we're taught, is how to run a business, how to be a successful entrepreneur, is by working relentlessly, tirelessly, till the point of burnout frequently, to make more money. Because when you make more money, you become more successful. So we think. But we know now that that is not so, because success is something different to everyone. But soulful success is what we really want to achieve, because that's what our souls want to achieve. And that does include material success as well, but there's so much more to it. But obviously in this podcast, we're talking about wealth, okay? So from the soulpreneur perspective, we look at things from the 5D world, from the energetic world. And we know that it doesn't matter how hard we work, or how many services we offer, or how many other people we get to, shout about us, because that's not going to make any difference to our frequency. If anything, it's going to lower it, because the more burnt out and stressed we are, and the more in the energy of chasing, the more we push it away, because that is the opposite energy. If you're chasing, it is the opposite to attracting, and therefore you push it away. And that is why when we're in the scarcity mindset, we're in the lack mindset, we're in the mindset of, where is my next client coming from? Where is my next money coming from? That is the opposite. That is the energy of chasing. It's the energy of needing. It's the energy of desperation, which all equals lack energy. And you cannot manifest abundance from that place. because it is not on the same frequency. It's not on the same energetic frequency level. So therefore it cannot match. It cannot energetically come into your world. They are on different frequencies, just like UV ultraviolet light is on a different frequency level to our perception. We can't see it, right? But we know it exists. We know it's out there. And in order to see it, we have to use special tools to be able to see it. And it's the same with attracting wealth. In order to attract it, we have to be on a different frequency. We have to meet its frequency to be able to attract it. We have to do different things to be able to attract it. And this is what the top 1% of successful entrepreneurs use. They use the law of attraction. There are books and interviews and podcasts and films on it. I highly recommend you read The Secret by Rhonda White. Changed my life. Also, listen to Abraham Hicks. You know, there are all of these tools out there to teach us how to tap into these frequencies and how to utilize them for our good and for the greatest good. Because you living your wealthiest life means that you will be on your highest frequency, which means that you will be sharing your gifts further and wider. You will be reaching more people. You will be amplifying the good that you can do in the world. And that is what it's all about at the end of the day. So in order to attract wealth into our lives as successful soulpreneurs, all we have to do is meet the frequency of where that wealth is. So think about the feeling that wealth will give you. What is the feeling that it will give you? Is it security? Is it freedom? Is it luxury? Is it experiences? Is it excitement? Is it ease? Think about that feeling and find it in your life right now. Where does it exist right now? Where are you in abundance right now? Look around you. For instance, I literally have an abundance of birds outside my window right now. There are like 10 of them just flying around in my garden. There's an abundance of pears on my pear tree right in front of me. There's an abundance of crystals in this room because this is our crystal room. There's an abundance of love in my home because myself and my daughters are all on a high frequency. Where does abundance exist in your life right now? Focus on that, because the more that you can be in that abundance, the more that you can attract more abundance. And abundance is the same frequency as wealth. So if you can stay in that frequency, so stepping away from the lack energy and focusing on abundance, and it doesn't matter what your bank account looks like right now, okay, because it's about focus. You can either choose to focus on the lack, or you can choose to focus on the abundance that already exists. Just because it's not in the monetary form at the moment, that doesn't mean that abundance isn't already in your life. So if you focus on where the abundance exists, you will attract more of abundance into your life. And that will include wealth. That will include monetary wealth. That will include monetary abundance, because you are meeting that frequency. And that is how you attract it into your life. You're not chasing it. You're not working harder and harder to try and make more money, because that is actually going to do the opposite. That is going to keep you in the burnout, toxic entrepreneurial culture that is just the relentless kind of hamster wheel, the cage that we get trapped in. That is not where abundance lies. If that were true, then every billionaire would be on that wheel. Every billionaire would be in that vicious cycle, but they're not. they're not working hardly at all. They learn to delegate. They learn to be the spiritual CEOs. They learn to be the master of their craft. They learn to stay in their top 5% of genius, because that is how we attract and magnetize our dream clients into our lives. We don't chase them, we attract them through our energy, through our magnetic messaging. I coined that phrase from my coach, actually. She uses that all the time. Better say that's not my phrase. But we do, because when we are authentically ourselves, when we shine our lights unapologetically, when we embody our natural born gifts, when we embody our brilliantness, when we embody our amazingness, our uniqueness, our superpower, when we embody all of that and we let it shine brighter than ever, we automatically raise our frequency, and that frequency attracts the same frequency. It attracts the people that we are here to help, and they come with abundance. They come with wealth. They're not quarreling over your prices. They're probably not even asking you your prices, because they know that you are the person for them. They know without a shadow of a doubt that you are talking to them, that you are here to help them, that you are their person. You are the person that they need right now in their lives to get them to where they want to be, in whatever context that looks like for you. Whether you're a coach, whether you're selling something that helps them, whatever it is, whether you're an artist, whatever your area of genius is, they know that you are the person for them. And that is when you become a magnet to money. That is when you attract wealth, you attract abundance, because you are on that frequency. You're not worrying about where the clients are coming from. You're not worrying about where the money's coming from. You're not constantly grinding and hustling and getting yourself burnt out to the point that you can't breathe. Your nervous system is dysregulated. You're tense. You're stressed. You're restricted, because you cannot attract abundance. You cannot manifest abundance from a restricted energetic space. Your body has to be in flow. It has to be in ease. It has to be open, because that is when your magnet can start pulsating. That is when your energetic frequency can start radiating. That is when you become the container to attract. You become the light, you become the beacon, you become the hope, you become the leader, you become the go-to person for your dream clients by meeting them at the frequency that they are searching for, that their souls are searching for. And that is when you attract the wealth. That is when it flows. That is when you open the floodgates, right? And it just comes. It just comes. And honestly, when I switched from being the entrepreneur to the soulpreneur, my wealth container went from 50 to 60K a year to 350K a year within a year and a half, 2 years. Because you think differently, you act differently, you show up differently, you feel differently, you become different. You become a different version of you. You become the successful soulpreneur. We no longer identify as that burnt out entrepreneur. That is not who we are anymore. We're not doing the same things. We're not looking at the business strategy. We're not looking at where the clients are coming from. We're not looking at how we can offer more, all of this kind of stuff that goes with the entrepreneurial mindset. We look at things from the spiritual stance, from the 5D stance, from the energetic stance, from the soul stance, from what we're here to do, from how we quantum jump into that version of ourselves, from how we become the leaders, the visionaries that we are meant to be. Because when an entrepreneur goes for a spiritual awakening, it's because you are a visionary. It's because you are here to create change in the world. You are here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. And your purpose is to shine your light brighter than ever, to step into your power, to radiate at your highest frequency, to create the most change, to create the ripple effect, to help the most people so that they can find you, so that we raise them up, because that is how we raise the vibration of the planet, by doing that unapologetically, by knowing that it is our birthright to be spiritual and successful, that abundance is our birthright. It is not shameful. It is the opposite. It enables us to amplify the good that we're here to do. It enables us to live our best lives. And when we're living our best lives, we are in that energy of abundance. We are in our highest frequency, and therefore we attract more abundance into our lives, more wealth into our lives, more dream clients into our lives, more experiences into our lives, more opportunity, more love. And that's what it's all about. Okay. I'm done. Okay, it's so funny. Whenever I do podcasts, it's always like at the end, it's like, okay, my channel has stopped. Sometimes I feel like I just channel through these podcasts, and that it's like, yeah, you said what you needed to say now. The message hit whoever it needed to hit. So if you've heard this today, trust that you're now ready to hear that. You're now ready to hear the words. It might be things that you've heard said time and time again, but now you're hearing it differently. It's landing differently. You're receiving it differently. And that means that you're ready. You're ready to step into that successful soulpreneur era. You're ready to step out of that entrepreneurial 3D grind, and you're ready to step into this new version of you. You're ready to become the light. You're ready to be the visionary, to be the leader, to be the beacon for others, and do what you're meant to do in this world, and have the best time whilst you're doing it. Oh, okay. Right. That is it for me today. I will put some links in the show notes below. Actually, I did a free wealth energetics masterclass not long ago, so I will put the links in the show notes below for that for you. Go and watch it. It will change the way you think about money, the way that you feel about wealth, and it will enable you to find your wow factor, realize that you're worthy of wealth, and that actually abundance is your birthright. And the more that you have, the more you attract, and the more that you attract, the more people that you help, the more good you can do, the more light you can share in the world. Okay, right, I'm gonna go. Much love, guys, and until next time, remember, you have the wow factor. You're worthy of wealth, and you just need to attract it. You don't need to chase it. It will come to you when you're ready to receive it. Okay, I've got you.